Thank you for joining us on this wet Tuesday, April 7th, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, room 224. We have a joint committee with the Committee on Energy and Intergovernmental Affairs and our good friends from the Committee on Transportation. This hearing is being streamed live on YouTube. If we have any kind of catastrophic ending, we will post a public notice as to when we will reconvene. We ask those who are going to testify to keep their testimony to 2 minutes. We have 2 items on this agenda. SCR 132 and SR 124, urging the city of Honolulu to take necessary steps to finalize, prioritize, and materialize the Makakilo Drive Extension project. On our testifiers list, we have no one willing to express an interest in testifying in person. Is there anybody in the room that, Mr. Golichu?
Good afternoon, Michael Glory Jr., he, him pronouns. I've called Makakilo home since 1981. Since 1981, the city has promised us a second access. There is no second access to Makakilo as we sit here today. Just so you all know, at the bottom of Makakilo Drive is a gas station. If something were to happen, we'll try refilling those tanks. It would be catastrophic for us. We'd be trapped in Makakilo with no way in, no way out, except for Makakilo Drive from coming up from Kapolei. So we encourage you to pass this resolution, call upon the city to do something and help protect us. Thank you.
Thank you for coming by, Mike. Is there anyone else wishing to testify on these 2 resolutions? Members, any questions for Mr. Golichu? If not, the 2 chairs have conferred. We'd like to pass both these resolutions out as they are. Any discussion? If not, Senator Chang, I vote yes.
Chair's recommendation for SCR 132 and SR 124 is to pass unamended. Chair votes yes. Vice Chair votes aye. Senator DeCoit is excused. Senator Richards.
Aye.
Senator Favela.
Here, aye.
Recommendation is adopted.
Thank you.
For the Committee on Transportation, same recommendation to pass SCR 132 and SR 124 unamended. Any discussions? Hearing none, Vice Chair for the vote, Chair goes aye.
Chair's recommendations to pass SCR 132 and SR 124 unamended. Chair and Vice Chair vote aye. Senator Kanuha.
Aye.
Senator Lee is excused. Senator DeCourt. Madam Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank you.
folks.
Richard. Thank you for your patience. We're convening our joint committees with Energy and Intergovernmental Affairs Committee and our good friends from the Committee on Judiciary. We're on our 301 agenda. We have 2 items on this agenda. They are SCR 11 and SR 9, requesting the U.S. Congress to pass legislation to amend the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to prohibit discrimination on the basis of sex, sexual orientation, and gender identity in employment, housing, public accommodations, education, federally funded programs, credit, and jury service. On our testifiers list, we have via Zoom, Sandy Harjo, Livingston.
Not present on Zoom, Chair.
How about Lasmin Cheney on Zoom?
Hi, good afternoon. Yasmin Cheney for the Hawaii State Commission on the Status of Women. I stand under in testimony in support of these resolutions as comprehensive anti-discrimination laws contribute to healthier, more equitable communities and foster environments where everyone can thrive. We thank the committees for their consideration and support.
Thank you, Lasmin. Kat Brady, also via Zoom.
Not present on Zoom, Chair.
Chris Caulfield, Imua Alliance.
Law chairs, vice chairs, and committee members, I'm Chris Caulfield, speaking to you as the president of EMUA Alliance today in support of these resolutions. For us, non-discrimination protections are essential survivor protection policies. LGBTQ individuals experience higher rates of sexual violence and intimate partner violence than the general population. There's research that shows that 61% of bisexual women and 44% of lesbian women have experienced gender violence or stalking by an intimate partner, compared to 35% of heterosexual women. There's also some really shocking data about the transgender population. According to the Human Rights Campaign, 54% of transgender and non-binary individuals have reported IPV. And so discrimination for us is not separate from violence, from protections for violence or exploitation. It increases vulnerability to both. Survivors often who face housing discrimination are often unable to flee abusive partners. People who can't access homelessness services are more likely to be homeless, which is a huge risk, vulnerability to exploitation. So we hope that you'll move this measure forward to take a stand against discrimination in our state and in our country. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, Chris. Mike Golicher?
Good afternoon. Michael Goloyu Jr., he, him pronouns. I am president of Pride at Work Hawaii. We stand in strong support of this resolution before you. We know it might not be, and nothing may actually happen with the Congress that is so hostile towards the LGBTQIA community, and that is an understatement. Because as I sit here today, we've had 3 warnings this year from the Lemkin Institute regarding we are in the early stages of a genocide here in the United States against the transgender community, which is why this is an important message to be sent out clearly and loudly that Hawaii does not support discrimination, and we call upon our federal government to do everything they can to stem this tide of hatred and discrimination that we're seeing. We've seen an increase in hate crimes towards the transgender community, and the transgender community is under a daily attack for the federal government. So we encourage you to pass this resolution to at least send a message loud and clear that we do not accept this here in Hawaii, and that we hopefully will send that message to everybody that lives here in this state. Mahalo, and we encourage you to pass this.
Thank you, Michael. We might have someone from Hoku Pak via Zoom.
Not present on Zoom, Chair.
Okay. Is there anyone else wishing to testify on these 2 resolutions? If not, members, any questions?
Just like a clarification.
Yes. Senator Favela?
Just a little bit clarification. I read the bill, but this is not just for the LGBT community. I know you guys are under a lot of pressure of what the federal government, but I thought we had protection statewide for any kind of discrimination when it comes to housing and any kind of providing for all of the community.
We do, but this is for at the federal level because we do not at the federal level. That's why as we're seeing the trans community being attacked on a daily basis, that this is having the federal government, having that layer of protection is so desperately needed.
So for us statewide, because if the federal not protecting you guys, we might not honor it as the state level. So if somebody discriminate you against housing, because we talk about the homeless community, and we know a lot of them that have the lifestyle and getting hard time getting public housing. Wouldn't the state step in and help provide that, or with the federal mandate?
What the problem comes in is if somebody challenges the state law, and so it goes all the way to the Supreme Court. What happens, unfortunately, is that the federal law supersedes our law. And so at the federal level, if there's any way for them to attack what we're doing here locally, the federal government the Supreme Court would then say that it's the federal law that supersedes state law. And so that's why we need the protections at the federal level to mirror what we're doing here locally, because it only gives us protections here.
Right.
And then we're looking not only for ourselves, but our family, our ohana back on the continent.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Chair. Sure. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mike.
Any other questions? If not, the 2 chairs have just conferred, and we'd like to pass both these measures out as they are written. Any discussion? If not, Senator Chiang, I vote yes.
Chair's recommendation for SCR 11 and SR 9 is to pass unamended. Chair votes yes, Vice Chair votes aye. Senator DeQuate? Aye. Senator Richards? Aye. Senator Favela?
Aye.
Recommendation is adopted.
Thank you.
JDC member, same recommendation. Any questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
Chair Rhodes?
Aye.
Vice Chair votes aye. Senator Chang?
Aye.
Senator Sandlin Ventura? Excused. Senator Owa? Excused. Measures adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We're adjourned.